Good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode number 50 of Restitching the Tapestry. And look who is here with me live in person. Ari, how was your drive across the state of Michigan?
Oh, it was long and arduous.
As drives through Michigan typically are because of, construction every 5 miles. But we are super excited to be here because, of course, this is episode 50 of our show.
hmm
And I think when we started doing it back in June of 2020, I don't think we really thought that it would become this large of a show with this type of longevity. But we've kind of created like this philosophy of like if we still keep having ideas and we still keep enjoying doing it,
hmm
that we're going to keep doing it, right?
Right.
And the truth is, because we do live far away, I
hmm
think it's our way of kind of just like hanging out with each other too.
It's true.
Hanging out, nerding out about all sorts of different things together. But we wanted to put this episode together to just celebrate these past 50 episodes and to talk about some of our favorite episodes and have conversation about current events, so on and so forth. So if you could let us know how you're doing in the comments, we're watching the comments right now, so feel free to do so. So, Ari, how has life been going, and what have you been up to?
Well, I've been making journals still, and my sister is in Texas right now, and there was a flash flood. She had her RV kind of tip over.
Kind of.
It tipped over where her car was, and because it was during the whole Hurricane Ida thing, so yeah, she kind of is staying in a hotel now. I don't know. She basically got caught in the hurricane, but
Oh.
but basically she's doing better now and everything's fine. She is getting a free hotel stay out of it.
Well, at least, I mean, I'm glad that she's safe at least because that's scary. Like I saw some of the damage from like Louisiana and like Texas and stuff, and it looks really bad in places. So
Yeah, but I don't have to worry because I have the apartment all to myself and the cat.
right.
So
So it's peace, and meditation,
and journaling
and journaling.
and yeah, poetry writing. And that's what I got.
And that's like Ari and I are going to be spending the next couple of days together, and that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're just going to like fully immerse ourselves in hanging out, but also being super creative. So we're going to be doing some videos together for both of our channels. So stay tuned to that. If you've not subscribed to Ari's channel yet, Strange Nothings, please go check out Ari's channel. But for me, what I've been up to lately, this was the first week of the fall semester for me, which surprisingly went well. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't like a complete dumpster fire. Then again, this year I did not dump a cup of coffee on my computer the first day of school like I did last year. That was literally began my semester last fall sobbing and driving to school with a broken, sloshing computer.
Yeah,
It was really bad.
it was bad.
Um, and I've been doing a lot of writing this week. Like I've actually gotten a lot of writing done.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've written like several poems, and for me, writing several poems in the span of a couple of days is like
That's
astronomical.
that's amazing.
So, I've given myself the deadline of September 15th to finish my book and to send it out to my editors.
How close are you to being done?
I have like 10 more poems to get done, so it's very close.
So done.
Yeah.
So close to being there.
Yeah, like I'm so like while my editors are editing it from the 15th to the 30th, so I've kind of like designated like the end of September for that. I'm gonna be like doing edits of my own on the poems and like trying to organize the books a little bit more. So it's like kind of like just working on multiple things at once. So I'm trying to do a better job this time documenting the process. Like I want to document like putting it together, all of that jazz. So but yeah, if you've not seen yet, I did a video yesterday revealing the cover art. So if you would like to go watch that and check it out, please do. I would super appreciate it. So
It's amazing.
thank you. And shout out to my dear friend Seth Stang, who made the art, who is a very talented anime style artist. So, um, all right. So before we get started, of course, per tradition, I'm going to read our show's mission statement. Okay. So many witness different atrocities, large or small, that fray the social fabric around us. And much of the time, many may feel powerless and know not how to address such things. This fray has gotten worse with the rise of social media because we are able to collectively experience the trauma as it goes viral in real time, and we experience grief on a mass scale. And our goal with this show is we want to pose the question of what can we do to better help marginalized communities who are often the recipients of these different atrocities, right? With our privilege, especially, like what can we do? So our goal with Restitching the Tapestry is to restitch that social fabric of sorts through creating conversation, um, educating ourselves, perpetuating that those things that we learn to all of you, and doing so in like a creative way that helps us retain all of those different things. So, um, Leo, are you posing as if this were a prayer?
I do that every week.
I mean, it is kind of like a prayer, like restitching the tapestry. May it be enlightening in some way.
I do that every week, honestly. I don't
love
know
it.
if you just noticed that now.
One of my favorite things that you do is you will often do like while somebody's talking, like if a guest is talking, you'll like it's like one of my favorite things. For me, my bad habit is that, as you probably saw, like I'm always like playing with my hair because that's and I messed it up really bad. It's driving me bananas now. But that's just what I do. So Leo, I've never noticed before.
It's just because we're in person now, so I don't have the screen like
Obscuring what you're doing with your hands.
yes.
I love it. um, but so Ari, I have a question for us to answer.
Sure.
When we first started doing Restitching the Tapestry, what was the end goal you had in mind? Like what was your vision for it?
Um I wanted us to have like first of all, I wanted us to like I felt frustrated about first of all the George Floyd situation, and I felt frustrated about white privilege, and I felt frustrated about just the whole situation with just not being able to do anything. Like I wanted to do something and just I had all of these ideas about things I wanted to talk about, and I didn't have an outlet before. And I was like, I want to do something, but I don't know where to go from it. And I was like, you know, and I started talking with you about it, and I was like, we should do a show. And you were like, yeah, we should. And we're like, let's do it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, like all the way back in like what 2008 and 2009 when we first met, because like I always say this and I've said it multiple times on my channel, you were the one who encouraged and inspired me to do YouTube, right?
Mhm.
Like especially vlogging.
Yep.
Like I ever since then I've always wanted to do like as many creative things with you as possible because
I was always like, just sit in front of the camera and start talking.
and I loved that. Like and I kind of like it kind of became like my outlet in becoming a little bit more socially confident and articulating myself
Yep.
and public speaking. So when Ari, when you approached me with this idea, I like because I like in the back of my mind I think something was brewing too. Like I kind of had this like idea like I really want to do something continuous where we can talk about social events and educate and do like creative things, but do it in a way that's like episodic and predicted in some fashion with potential guests. And that's like we kind of like had like the synergy about us where those ideas came together. And yours was the spark that kind of like lit that match, let's just say. And I'm looking back on the prior year in a couple months. I almost said year and a half, but year and a couple months. Like I feel like we've come really far.
I feel like we've talked about so much. Like there's just been so many things. Like we've talked about everything from creativity to the military industrial complex to the college complex to just so many things.
Yeah, and like I like while some of the topics have been really difficult,
definitely like talking about queer baiting was definitely hard to talk about, and what was particularly hard for you to talk about?
There was an episode where we talked about, it was like body positivity. I need to look at the list because I have the memory span of a parsnip and need to look at the list. The episode where it was, let's see, we were talking about our therapy experiences. That was one where like it just like I kind of like was dredging up some old things.
Body image was hard too.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking about, like overcoming body image issues. That's the episode that we did. It was episode 7. I think because both of us have had such a history with that, like I mean, we kind of had to like place ourselves in that headspace again in some ways to like follow through with those experiences, you know. So now like I do like if there's any goal that I have for this show, I really want to be able to model for people the fact that it is okay in a safe environment to reflect on prior difficult things like that, you know, like body image, like prior traumas, bullying, you know, because if we don't acknowledge those things, like where do they go? They just continue to reside in us, right?
It's true. And I feel like the body image episode was so important because it was like we were not only dealing with our own personal demons, but like we were talking about things that like, you know, were important to other people too. And like, and the episode where we were talking about mental health, that episode where we were talking about like
mental health stigmas, that was one.
That was an episode. But there was a mental health episode where we were talking about therapy experiences, I think.
Yep.
That was a really important episode too, because everybody was really on page with that episode, and there was just a lot of synergy in the group in that episode.
Yeah. Oh, imposter syndrome. That was one that was really difficult for me. Like to this day, like I just struggle really badly with imposter syndrome. So like there are just very specific episodes that really like you have to be in a vulnerable place to like talk about those types of things, right? And I love that we've created this space where we can talk about difficult things like that, but also like joke around about like ridiculous things too.
I just remember the imposter episode. Was it Leo who just kept making Among Us jokes in the chat? And I was just like, I was like trying to keep a straight face the whole time, but he just kept making Among Us jokes, and I was just like, I need to like keep a straight face and like be square about this, but like he is like really making this hard right now.
I know, I remember that very well. Leo, I'm sure you remember that too. And RP, I will definitely check out that message, by the way.
The journaling episode was so much fun with
Oh.
Sherry too. I was like, I love having Sherry on. Sherry is so much fun. And we're going to have her back for the dieting culture episode.
Yep. And we're hoping to do an episode with Sherry at some point where it's like kind of like the art of journaling part 3, where Sherry can take us like on a tour of her studio. So no pressure, Sherry, if you're watching this, but we're still thinking about that. That's still in the back of our minds. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Sherry's channel yet, Sherry makes stuff. Like, please go do that. Sherry has some really cool content as well.
Oh, and our poetry episode that we had with Jared Morningstar, that was a great episode too.
Right. Shout out to Jared. Go subscribe to Jared Morningstar's channel as well. I just like basking in Jared's presence in any capacity is just phenomenal. Like, I always like want to hang out with Jared more. Honestly, yeah. We'll probably do. Like, we're hoping.
We wanted to have him back for another episode.
Yes, we were talking about doing like an Alien Buddha Press, like,
yes,
like mini reading, not a mini, but a full reading between like us 3, because we've had books released through that publisher. So yeah. We're probably going to be doing that hopefully soon. I need to approach Jared and mention that to him. So Arby says, if the comment loads, did I just make it freeze? Okay, there we go. Arby says, sounds good. If I had to pick faves, they'd be the LGBT, BLM, creative music, and reading episodes. Thank you. Yeah, when we began the show, we really hit the ground running with like the like BLM themed episode.
Yeah.
About that event that happened last year. But we also like talked about like putting the plus in LGBTQ plus. Like, we even had to divide that into 2 episodes.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I loved that. Yeah.
And then we had another LGBTQ plus episode this year for Pride.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm trying to remember what the exact title of it was. Out and proud. Out and proud. The episode on gatekeeping was really hard for me.
Yeah.
I know you talked about being gate kept out of like specific creative spaces.
And in the trans
community. And I felt gatekeeping in like, of course, the gay community, in the various fandoms that I'm in. And yeah, it was difficult to talk about because, I mean, when you're gate kept out of a community, it's extremely isolating. And isolation just kind of, for people like us who've had trauma connected with it, it just kind of dredges up, difficult things. So
okay. So now that we've talked about all of the episodes, what is your favorite episode?
My favorite episode?
Yes.
I have to say the Art of Journaling series is my favorite. Those are my favorite episodes. But I also really appreciate, what episode was that? We talked about the Zen of Cleaning. For some reason, it was such a relaxing episode. I loved that one. And I really enjoyed the episode where we talked about being an ambivert. I would say those are my top ones.
Mine is the body image episode, mental health stigmas episode, and the art of journaling. And if I had to choose a 4th, the poetry episode.
Yeah, it honestly, like, those are great selections. But it's really hard to choose because, like, I have days where, like, my favorites shift. I have days where I will like if I'm like cleaning, like I might go back and turn on an old one and just listen to what we were talking about. If that doesn't sound narcissistic, I don't know what does. But
sometimes I'll listen to an old one. Also, the importance of science, that episode was
Yes.
that was a good episode.
That was a good episode. And yes, RBI, I'm wearing, I don't know how you figured out I was wearing my Evanescence shirt. You are psychic. Oh, you appreciate all of the episodes. Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
So, why is the art of journaling your favorite episode?
I am really obsessed with journaling. If we've not established that already, I think it connects back to you introducing me to YouTube as well, because I've always had this insatiable need to take pieces of myself and put them in places where I know they wouldn't be hidden or destroyed or forgotten.
Yeah.
And journaling and YouTube, which is, in my opinion, video journaling of sorts.
It is, yep.
That really gave me a lot of comfort, and it still does to this day.
Yep.
So that's why, like, I'm always eager to talk about journaling. I even have conversations with my students about journaling and how journaling can be an excellent tool for alleviating a whole variety of different things. So, not to mention, it was just fun being able to talk with you about it, and of course, eventually with Sherry about it too.
Yeah, I liked the journaling episode because I've journaled for most of my life, and it's sort of like I get to geek out with somebody else about journaling, and it's sort of like, ooh, someone else likes journaling too. It's like, ooh, I get to nerd out with somebody about journaling. They like journaling too. And they have these fancy journals. Let me see their fancy...
These ornate journals.
Let me see the fancy journals.
I'm always up for a bougie journal. Leo says, what's my favorite episode? Yes. You guys are my favorite episode. Thank you. Well, all of you are our favorite viewers as well. We really appreciate your consistency and tuning in with us. It means a lot, trust me. Granted, even if we didn't have any viewers, we would still like nerd out and just talk randomly anyway.
It's true. So, we probably would talk to a spot on the wall.
We would. We would be like, oh, look at that blemish over there. Hi, blemish.
But we like having viewers because you guys are amazing.
Well, yeah, like we really enjoy it because we love being able to get your perspective on things too. Like, I really do feel like viewers have added significantly to our conversations for almost every single episode.
It's true.
And sometimes, like, we learn from what you have to say. So that's why we really encourage you to comment and to participate in the conversation. So, and you know what? It's funny. Like, I've done live streams before this in the past. Like I have my Mundane Life of a Gay stream. I've done like other streams, but I feel like this one, I've had the most interaction with people commenting, and it's really wholesome to me.
Wow.
So I'll pose the same question to you. Why are the mental health stigma episodes, and what was the other one you mentioned? It was the
body image episode.
Why are those ones your favorites?
Okay, so the mental health stigma episode is my favorite because, first of all, I think that mental health is so important, and talking about it makes it so that you're breaking down those stigmas, and you make it so that people can talk about those problems with mental health. And so it makes it so that you can break down those barriers and make it so that it's accessible to people who need it. And so you're making it so that people who might not necessarily want to talk about those things, make it so that it's easier to talk about those things. And so you're making it so that it's a little bit easier on the world to do something that is considerably hard.
Yeah, we're like modeling the conversation, modeling the vulnerability of that.
Right. And the more people who talk about it, the easier it gets. And so, you know, if it means that like everybody's talking about it, it means that like somebody who in the future like is having a problem and who in the past might not necessarily have been able to deal with it deals with it, it means that we might have been able to save a life.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really important, and it starts that conversation. So,
well, not to mention, it's healing for us too.
right.
Like, I think we all, and we could probably do an entire episode about this topic in the future. We all, on some subliminal level, need validation. Our histories need validation. Our trauma needs validation and acknowledgement, so on and so forth. So when we are able to make ourselves this vulnerable and share our experiences and have those experiences help someone else find that same strength, like it's like a full circle moment, if that makes sense.
Right.
That's been like my theme on my YouTube lately, full circle moments. But it is a full circle moment. And that, like, I kind of view it as like putting puzzle pieces back together. Like, it helps me feel like, oh, I found like that puzzle piece that I've needed to, place. So
And the body image episode was just personally fulfilling for me because it helped me personally confront my issues that I was having with my body image issues, and start to work on those, and do the work that I was having with my body image problems, and start to like relax the issues that I was having with my body image.
mm-hmm.
So it didn't fix the problems, but it definitely helped me start to work on the problems that I was having.
Right, yeah. I feel the same way about a lot of those different episodes too. Like the body image one, notably. Like the one where we talked about the ins and outs of bipolar. Like, I remember that was a very difficult episode for both of us because, like, I know, like, you, for example, talked at length about like the manic experiences that you've had and how there's just been a lot of adversity connected with it,
Yeah.
And the fact that having bipolar 2 is something that I have not, like, I've known something has been there for so long, but I didn't know how to put words to it. Being able to put words to it was like very cathartic, but at the same time like very scary too, if that makes sense. Like, it was scary having to admit to that. But then again, society conditions us to feel that fear because of the stigma surrounding mental health.
Yeah.
Yep. So, oh, RP, thank you. Leo says it allows people to feel accepted, not stigmatized or villainized. Yes, 100%, because everybody is, of course, conditioned to feel like they are being, especially burdensome. Like, feeling burdensome seems to be a pretty common effect of talking about mental health, right?
Yeah.
RP says, Donnie, I relate with the things you mentioned about anxiety in your video about feeling fulfilled. Yes, yes. That was a hard video to make. Like, we'll probably end up talking about that on our show at some point too. Like, and I think, again, that could just tie back to having a conversation about validation.
It's true.
Because like, I know in our lives, we've faced erasure in a variety of different ways. And that erasure has the tendency of making us have this need for presence, if that makes sense. Like, we want to be reminded and reaffirmed that we exist.
I've only just started to experience erasure, but I think you've been dealing with it a lot longer than I have.
Well, and mind you, I'm not just referring to erasure in the sense of like being LGBTQ plus as well, but like erasure of like being in different social spaces and being excluded, or having somebody speak over you, or or being ignored or forgotten, all of those different things.
Oh, I've experienced that before.
Yeah, like, I consider that erasure just of a different sort.
Oh yeah.
And again, that could be what types of erasure have we experienced, kind of an episode.
I've experienced that my whole life in my family. But...
Same. Yeah. And like, and depending on the day, like, there are some forms of erasure that really eat at me more than others, but again, it just depends on the day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, by the way, one thing that I was thinking about that we could do for this episode, if any of you have questions for us, because I don't think we've really ever done like a
Yeah, do you have any questions for us?
yeah, like we'll keep an eye on the chat. If you have any questions, like just things that you're curious about, please don't hesitate to ask. Like we will gladly answer questions.
Yeah, this is our 50th episode. Might as well make it a Q&A.
Right? So I have an interesting question for us. Um, how do you feel doing this show has influenced your other creative outlets, especially YouTube?
Oh man, it's made me so much more creative. I feel like I come off this show and I have like a high almost, and I have stuff to write about and I have stuff to think about, and it like takes me through the weekend. Um, that I have so much more energy and I have so much to think about, and I have like it just gets me bustling. Like I feel like it gets me thinking about the world in a different way, and it gets me thinking about like what I want to do next week, and where I'm gonna go next.
Yeah, I really relate with that. I like for me as well, like afterward, like I do kind of like feel like this surge of energy. I've had instances where like right after the show, like I would journal about something, or I've even written a couple of poems after shows before.
Yeah.
So like it really invigorates me. Um, I think like for me, one big thing Restitching the Tapestry has done is it's helped me feel a stronger sense of community on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like going back to like the conversations that we've been having, like with viewers, our conversations that we have, and I feel like those conversations have significantly influenced the videos that we've even created over the past couple of years, which I think is super important.
Yeah.
I think it's also like helped contribute to like our success as writers over the past year too.
Yeah.
Um, P.S. We're going to be doing a video soon where we kind of feature that, so stay tuned for that. We're really excited. We just like since we only have like a couple of days together, like Ari and I are trying to come up with like as many video ideas as we can.
We're like trying to cram them all in together. It's I don't know.
It'll
We're gonna
be
get it all
great.
done.
I don't know if we'll get it all done, but you know what? What we do get done, it'll be fun.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be fun. Leo asks, "How is the weather?" It's cool outside. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I was getting tired of living on hell's doorstep there for a while. um, RP asks, "Would you do a Q&A episode one someday?" Like, yeah, I don't see why not. We could.
I think we have a couple of open spots still. We could do a Q&A episode.
Yeah, we could do like an episode that's just Q&A. But mind you, that means that all of you are going to have to come up with some good questions. Okay. That means you have a homework assignment. But so I guess looking at the topics that we've talked about, has there been a topic that has made you uncomfortable?
Oh,
That's a challenging question because there's been a couple that have made me feel uncomfortable, like in a good way, challenging of sorts.
I think the only one that I think really made me feel the most uncomfortable was probably the as far as like I didn't feel entirely like up on the knowledge of the subject. Like I felt like I needed to do more research, that I like didn't have entirely a grasp of all of the research, but I felt like I knew enough about what I was talking about. Was the queer baiting episode.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I only just had like a slight grasp of the knowledge, and I felt like I didn't have enough of that. And that's what made me uncomfortable, is that I didn't have enough of a grasp of the subject matter to like entirely be an expert on the subject.
Right, yeah.
Because it's such a hard topic to talk about.
But there's a great breadth to that topic, and I feel like we just grazed the surface.
Yeah.
And that could be an episode that we break down eventually and do like sequel episodes to.
I feel like I need to do more research about it because I feel like it's such a hard topic to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a complicated topic to talk about because it's sort of like it's nuanced, you know, like
Yeah. I felt that way about the medical industrial complex episode.
yeah.
I felt like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm glad that we did the episode, of course.
Right. That was such a hard episode too because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
And the military industrial complex episode too is so big.
Right. And you know, I think part of why I really enjoy what we do though is the fact that we can admit to something like that. Like we in many ways are not experts on these topics that we talk about, but we really want to show people that we are making an effort to learn. And I think that's an important thing that everyone should do, honestly. Especially when it comes, like, especially nowadays when we see so much misinformation put out there and so many conspiracies.
Oh, we have our first question. What song would you have chosen as a theme song to Restitching the Tapestry?
Oh my gosh. That's a hard question.
So I don't know what song it would be, but I know who would sing it.
Who?
Tiffany Gray.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God. Tiffany Gray's song Accepted. Like she has a song called Accepted. That would be a great.
It'd be perfect, yeah.
Like she could sing it and Cindy could do like a duet. It could be like a feature.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Shout out to Cindy and Tiffany. We love you. Shout out to Shayna as well. I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. Any other, that was a good question. Any other episode or questions? Any other episodes? I've been up since like 6:30 this morning, so like my brain is a little bit,
oh my God, fried,
confuzzled. Yeah. This week, I know this is a random digression.
That's fine.
This week I've been trying really hard to wake up earlier because it's the first week of school and I kind of like I've had this philosophy of like, Donny, you need to get your shit together and start not waking up at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So I've been like trying my hardest to get up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock to like do lesson planning and to like plan out my day. There have been a couple of days where that's worked successfully, and then there have been a couple of days where it's not. Yeah. Oh, Arpy says an Evanescence or a Linkin Park song. Ooh, don't get me started on Evanescence, you know, or Linkin Park. I could go on forever about those. I've been really feeling Lorde lately, like Lorde's new album.
Solar Power album.
Solar Power. I've been obsessed with it, like 3,000%. Megan's here. Hello, Megan. I love you.
Hello, Megan.
Oh. Leo says, what's your most embarrassing moment? I could do a whole stream series of my most embarrassing.
I feel like every moment's our embarrassing moment. It just gets more embarrassing as we go along. It's just kind of like compounded, and that we just kind of get over it and keep going.
Yeah. I can think of a couple. Most of them are from college, though.
The most embarrassing stream moment, though, I think that like I was okay. So I don't remember what stream it was, but there was a stream where I took a drink and like I spit, and it came out, and like I just kind of like, I don't know if anyone noticed, but like I kind of just like wiped my mouth and just set the drink down, and like Donnie just kept talking, and I just like just played it off like nothing had happened.
I must not have noticed because I would have snorted over that. Like I would have laughed. I would have been like, "What's happening?"
But I just kind of like I just played it cool, and I was just like I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna pretend it didn't happen, and I just like wiped my mouth like this, and I just like I'm just gonna keep going, and I just went, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
It's so funny. Most embarrassing stray moment. I like there was an episode where I'm always playing with my hair, and I remember like I played with my hair and I like flipped it or something, and it was like sticking up, and I didn't notice it for some reason. So I like went half of an episode with like bedhead. It was obnoxious. That was really embarrassing for me because you know me and my hair. So Sherry's here. Sherry, we were just talking about you.
Yes, and we were saying great things about you.
As always. So Leo dares us to roast each other. I can't think of anything bad to say about you though.
We did, we'll post the video. I'll post the video of us in college.
Oh, the video where we were like coming up with insults for each other.
Unless you want to post it. I think I gave it to you if you want to post
I think I do have it. Isn't it still on your channel? I think it's unlisted or something.
It's unlisted, but we roasted each other pretty hardcore.
We're very inventive with some of the profane things that we come up with.
We said some pretty hardcore stuff to each other.
It was a very college video, let's just say.
Yeah.
We used to do videos where we would just like rant about everything.
It's true.
Everything under the sun.
Yeah, we came up with some pretty interesting videos. At one point I looked at him and I was like, Donny, you are gay. And he's
oh my God, I remember that.
And he was like, I know.
Like, I remember, like, this was like maybe a year or two ago. Like, we watched that video, and you were like, Donny, I am so sorry. And I'm like, I think it's hilarious. Like, don't be sorry. Like, that's some funny crap. Like, that could be like a gag reel, like, of videos that we've done before. My hands down favorite video that you made a long time ago.
Oh God.
Was the video where you were ranting about that person at the gym, and you were irate.
Oh, that's because it was during the week where they were like, you get a prize if you work out for a long time, and I got one of the prizes. And so she didn't believe me that I actually worked out very, very long. So she started cleaning the machine next to me to see if I was actually working out.
To like look at your dial.
To look at my stats. So then I got really annoyed and I like stormed out of there, and I was like, that B word. So I made a video about it because I was so angry.
That was an amazing video. Like, I watched that video like a million times. I'm fairly sure I did a video response to it too. Back on YouTube when you could do like video responses a long time ago when it was nice. The good old days.
The good old days. No, you can't watch these videos. They're too embarrassing.
Oh, I know. Like, I'd love to see them again too, but we all have videos that we have enlisted that we would prefer to not see the light of day again.
No, those videos I can't post. Like, they're too embarrassing. Like, I can't. No.
I have a few that I've like removed, like have made private because they like I watched them and I'm just like, Donny, shut up. Like, Donny, what are you doing?
Like, all of my old videos, I'm just so embarrassed about. I can't have people see them. They're just like, but beyond like a few years ago, I can't. It's just too embarrassing.
But that's part of the fun, though. That's why I'm doing the reacting to old YouTube video series too.
Maybe I'll download them and repost a few of them, but like, There's the one about me where I was in the shower, like the one where I said F umbrellas, and I was in the shower, and I was like, it's the same as if I were outside, and my whole chest area is getting wet.
It was a piece of abstract art. That's what that video was, Ari. Oh. Leo, I can't roast you because I can't think of anything negative to say. I feel like roasting requires some sort of like negative context.
It's true. Like, why would you want us to roast you? That's so mean.
Yeah. It's like I don't know, like thinking about these old videos. We've been doing YouTube for like almost 15 years.
Almost 15 years now.
I had a complete YouTube channel before this one. Like,
yeah, I've had my YouTube channel for a long. I have a lot of old videos that are private now.
I know, like I remember you had like videos in like 2006 and stuff.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't start YouTubing until like 2007, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's when I would like post Godzilla stuff and would get, yelled at for copyright things and stuff like that.
It's true.
That's why like I tell people on YouTube, like you got to be very mindful of copyright because you don't want to like do anything like that. RP asks, will you be continuing your series where you react to old videos? Yes. I have a bunch of old videos saved in a folder ready to go. I just need to react to them. I like just picked out a bunch of random ones. Hopefully they're not too bad. Sherry, why do you feel like such a newbie?
Oh no, it's great. It's better this way. You don't want to have that old pile hanging around because it's bad to have. You look back with such embarrassment at the old videos.
Oh yeah.
You're like, what was I thinking?
Oh yeah. Like I literally would find everything to complain about. I would complain about like parking and driving and a person who annoyed me at Walmart. Like just I remember this one video I made, and I think it's still up actually. I'm trying to remember. I think the title of the video was Gluttony at its Finest, where like I was in college and I was at a convenience store because I wanted Bosco sticks. Damn it, I wanted Bosco sticks. And somebody cut in front of me and bought all of the Bosco sticks right in front of me. And I was standing there mortified, angry. Like I literally wanted to cause an interstellar incident. Like I was about to go full on Karen at that point. But I didn't. I did not. But I made a video about that later. I made a video and I like eviscerated this person. Like I was just like, what the hell? Like gluttony these days.
Did you do it in your car?
No, I did it in my dorm room, which makes it even more iconic, I think.
Oh, with the brick wall in the background.
The horrible brick wall, bunk beds.
Yep.
Frat boys yelling in the other room.
Yep. I've made dorm room videos in the past. That's the best part.
Leo asks, have you ever considered special videos taking place in unique locations? I don't do that a lot anymore. I used to.
For streaming, it's a little difficult because you have to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Like if you're doing a recorded video, it's easy to do. Like on my archive channel, like I do like a lot of videos outside, but they're like smaller videos. Like vlogging ones, it's really like I've just gotten to the point where I've like made this office space. I really like doing videos in it. The lighting is convenient, so on and so forth. Whereas like if you're out places, sometimes it's hard to like make sure lighting is good and stuff. I will sometimes do videos in my car. But that's about it. Maybe I should try doing more videos. Maybe we'll do like a location video for like part of our collaboration extravaganza that we're gonna have the next day or so.
Yeah, learn how to do a hotspot or something.
Yeah. Or even just like a recorded video or something, like at a different location. Leo,
Okay, Karen.
a Garen. I gladly accept that title. Thank you. Oh, Sherry, I think you're very interweb savvy. Oh my God, that's a great idea. Let's reserve a classroom at Delta and craft together. That could be like a whole stream we could do someday.
Yes.
That would be fun. I hope Delta is ready for us to craft the day away for that one.
See, okay. So I had a whole bag worth of stuff that I was going to bring Donnie. I had it sitting on my printer. I was going to bring it. I walked out the door. I got 40 minutes away and I was like, I forgot it. I forgot the bag of stuff. And I was like kicking myself all the way.
Oh no.
I was like, no, I forgot the bag of stuff. And it had his journals that I made for him in it. It had the binding tools that I was going to give him. It had the watercolor journal in it. It had all the stuff. It had all the stuff.
Well, it just makes it for an exciting, suspenseful gift one of these days.
No, I just have to mail it to him now.
It's going to be fun. Oh, Leo's like, I would totally fly all the way to join you. One thing, like, I can't complain about you forgetting your stuff because I literally have spent 3 months not sending this journal back to Ari that I've been meaning to send you. Should we show off our journal?
Yes, we should.
So we are mailing this journal back and forth to each other. I'm even like challenging myself to draw in it. Basically, like this is supposed to be like a manga storyboard sketchbook. So like, where did you buy this?
I bought it at Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. So like Ari bought this and like had like this spare book and was like, you know what? Like this would be kind of a fun thing with like the different panels and stuff to like do different things. So is there any page you don't want me to show?
I don't mind.
Oh, okay. So like we were like writing like letters to each other, drawing things, putting in stickers. One of my favorite things, especially that you do, is you like put like postcards in and like do like little writings around them. There was like a playlist that you posted, like just these little like day-to-day things that are really fun to read about. A confession page. And then I started writing in it. I put in like I'm trying to do like daily haiku poems. I'm putting in like little stickers and stuff. My Godzilla Pride sticker finally found its home. It's been laying around here. Toku Arts sent that to me. Thank you, Toku Arts. I adore you. I put in a postcard for Mackinac Island because I went to Mackinac Island this past weekend. But like, this has been fun. I promise I will get better at mailing it.
Well, you don't have to mail it because you just gave it to me.
True. But I mean in the future as well. It's just fun. I remember like in college we would like go to coffee shops and just like journal together a lot.
It's true. Sometimes I would write in your journal.
Yeah, I have that journal still. We should totally do a video where we read our old stuff. That would be fun. But yeah, like we would just like write in each other's journals. We would just write poems and stuff. It was really, really relaxing.
Yeah.
One of our favorite places to go was Kaya in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah. Kaya is no more though.
I know, it makes me so sad. I miss Kaya so much. Let whoever listens to this video know that I will forever protest the disbandment of Kaya. I will never forget and never forgive. But we like spent a lot of like really good moments there. 100%.
So, okay. If what episodes are you looking forward to in this coming up year?
Well, any one that involves poetry or journaling, hands down excited for. We have a few plotted out.
I think we have it plotted through the end of the year.
Yeah, we have all of our shows plotted until January 9th so far.
I don't think we have all of them plotted. I think we have most
Yeah,
of them.
we have a few open spaces. I am really excited to talk about diet culture with Sherry.
I wanted to talk to you about doing an episode about NaNoWriMo.
Oh, yes. We need to do that.
Mhm.
Remember that so we can write it down at the end of the episode. like one thing that we will do a lot after episodes, we will stay on for like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes and just flesh out a bunch of ideas. So like we plan these episodes way ahead of time. We really want to do an autism acceptance episode with Cindy, Tiffany, and Shayna. And we're hoping to do that probably in October at some point. So I'm really looking forward to that. What ones are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to doing the bookathon episode where we read on camera and we talk about books.
I love that. That's going to be fun. That is going to be fun. I was trying to think of like some other episode ideas the other day. I would love if we did like an episode about what we think the most pivotal moment in our lives have been.
Ooh.
Like kind of like a super philosophical episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like maybe like multiple events or something like that. And why we should reflect on those events. Yeah. So, oh, Leo would like to guest star with us one of these days. We would love to have you guest star with us one of these days. That would be fun. Yeah. We could talk about like, I mean, I've been really, we could do an episode about like role playing RPG like situations. And I know Leo, that's one thing that you're very passionate about.
More episodes with that Sherry chick. Yes.
We are fully endorsing more episodes with that Sherry chick. 1000%. We're also looking forward to that Sherry chick making videos too on her channel because we need to live vicariously through her.
Make more crafting episodes. We need them.
We need the creative synergy, Sherry. Granted, I know like teaching is extremely creatively taxing. So like I can't like I understand like sometimes that it can be really taxing to like do a bunch of creative things in the middle of a semester, especially.
Show us your studio.
We like Sherry. I want to literally be a fly on the wall in your studio. Oh my god, I want to do an episode about why am I forgetting this name? Like where you like shape clay? Sculpting. Oh, how the hell did I forget that? I am like really, and my friend Tiffany is kind of to blame for this. Tiffany Cups. I am obsessed with like sculpting. Like I really want to like do like sculpt work, like make pots and stuff like that. And
yeah.
If I started making pots, like I would be a monster. Like I would like just have pots everywhere.
There are pots everywhere.
Literally. Like I would be like, look at these different things I can put plants in so I can have a million plants. Like I don't have enough plants already.
That would be amazing.
Last call for any questions from you guys. If you have any questions, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. So, what were you thinking?
Do you have any regrets about anything you did this last year?
Regrets in general. I regret. Ooh, that's a hard one.
I regret not doing this sooner.
Me too. I do regret not getting together in person sooner. Like, and truthfully, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, we don't live. I mean, we do live like a good couple hours away.
We live about 3 hours away.
3 hours, just kidding, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, when we do plan to hang out, it's going to be like a couple of days because obviously, driving that far for like a day is not going to be. But like that, I would say that would be one of my regrets as well. Another one of my regrets is not reading more. Like I've just been not doing like leisurely reading. Like I have like a huge reading list that's like really backed up.
That's why we got to do the bookathon.
Yeah, we need to do the bookathon.
We'll do several bookathons.
Well, another one of my issues is I've been, because of teaching poetry and like writing poetry, I've been just reading collections of poems lately, and I've discovered that I don't have the level of patience that I used to have
to read a full book.
Read like a full book, like a novel. And I need to stop.
I finished a full book recently. I finished Hank Green's A Beautiful, Remarkable Thing.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yep, I finished it. It was pretty good.
Well, I know like you really read a lot. Like you spend a lot of time. Well, I mean, have you recently spent a lot of time reading? Or
I read pretty
regularly.
Yeah.
Like
I've read about 15, 16 books this year.
Oh my gosh. I've read like 3 books. Leo's like, I'm not sure you want me to guest star for a role-playing episode. Hey, we don't shame people for being a furry if that's what they are passionate about.
Furry is as furry does.
Exactly. Let's see. Sherry says you should take a pottery class. Ben is a great teacher. I've honestly thought about it. Like, I would love to take a pottery class. That was the word I was thinking of, pottery, and how did I forget that word? Sherry says, Donny, one of my current SVSU students had you at Delta and said you were one of their favorite instructors. That made my day. That's so sweet.
Yay.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. There are such good students out there. Sherry says some of my best friends are furries. I do, like, Leo, you're one of my very good friends and you're a furry. Like, I don't think there's any shame in being a furry or talking about it. Just saying. So, all right, final call for any questions. We're going to wrap up here in a minute or two. But I am like on cloud 9 right now because we were able to do this in person together.
I know. It's been a pretty good episode.
It has. It's been long overdue too. Like, and I knew that, like, I guess looking back on the show from the beginning, I knew that it would go very well because we do have, like, we're very good at like bantering and bouncing off each other.
It's true.
And like developing like our thoughts about like very difficult topics. And we bond over like the same thing, so that makes it even more convenient, right?
I'm just hoping we can make it another 50 episodes.
Oh, we will. I mean, we already have until like how many episodes plotted out? Let's see. We have all the way up until episode 61 plotted out. So 10 more. There will be, like, we will have more. My goal, like, we're going to get to 100 sooner or later. We're going to get to 100. So, again, as long as we don't get bored with it or lose inspiration for it or find it not enjoyable, we'll just keep doing it.
Okay.
So, is that how you feel too?
Yeah.
Woo!
I still have fun.
Me too. I have a lot of fun doing this. All right. So, we're going to wrap up for the evening. But thank you for joining us for this special episode of Restitching the Tapestry. Thank you for being here with us through 50 episodes, and there will be many more. And we're excited for the upcoming topics that we're going to discuss and the guests that we're going to have.
Yeah, I think we're doing diet culture next week with Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry, I think you were on with us next week for diet culture, so I will have to send you the information for that. And of course, subscribe to our channels if you haven't yet. Subscribe to Ari's channel, Strange Nothings. Subscribe to mine if you haven't yet. I don't know why you wouldn't if you're watching this right now, but subscribe to Sherry's channel. Sherry makes stuff as well. And yeah, thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. It means a lot.
Thanks for 50 episodes.
We love you.
We love you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.